Welcome back to the vlog. I'm back, finally. It's been a while. I'm a new mom who needs a daily cafecito. They weren't lying when they said to get all your sleep before you have a kid. But pregnancy sleep sucks, and so does sleep when you're a new mom. At least when you have a newborn. I'm no longer feeling like I'm sleep deprived. I feel like I'm getting used to it. I hate naps, so I'm struggling with that because I should be napping when she sleeps during the day to catch up. And I tried, and I have sometimes, but I just really hate not feeling productive enough. But I have to give myself some grace. I mean, I gave myself these 2 months to seriously just not really care about social media or creating content and to just relax. But I was itching. I'm like, no, I need to do something. Let's make some coffee. I swear, being home reminds me of how freaking good my coffee is. I swear up and down and believe wholeheartedly that my coffee is the best coffee ever. No Starbucks, no coffee shop, mom and pop coffee shop, famous coffee shop, none of those can make the coffee that I make and how good and delicious I make it. That's just on period. Like, I believe it. And one day I will open my own coffee shop. But for now, I'm gonna share this recipe, an iced coffee recipe, which I don't do a lot of, but I know a lot of people love iced coffees, and we're like in this perfect season right now where it's fall everywhere. Like everyone's doing fall things without it actually being fall. So it's a great time to have fall iced coffee, because later on it's gonna get cold, but it's not cold yet. Okay, I just made a double shot with a lot of foam, but you want that because we're gonna do something with it later. Look how beautiful that is. This is why I don't like iced coffee, because you just don't get this right here. Like, this is beautiful. And then I'm gonna get a glass of ice and put it in the freezer so that it starts cooling up. Cooling down? Not cooling up? Whatever. But I got coconut milk here from Native Forest. I get this on Thrive Market. And I'm gonna make the foam first, and then we'll cool it down. If you don't have like a coffee machine with this, you can get the little zzzz thing that they got on Amazon. Okay, so I also put that in the fridge. Then you're gonna need Kiki milk. I freaking love this milk. You can only get it on Thrive Market. So far, I have not seen it in any other store. But it has hemp seeds, sprouted pumpkin seeds, coconut, bananas, amla, sea salt, and monk fruit. Really, really good. So delicious. Non-GMO, organic. Then I'm gonna try using maple syrup. I have never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. And then sweet condensed coconut milk. If you know about sweet condensed regular milk, it is so freaking good. But sweet condensed coconut milk is a lot healthier for you, so it's not dairy, and only has 2 ingredients: organic cane sugar and coconut milk. This wouldn't be a coffee that I make every single day, but it's a great alternative to those really, really sweet Starbucks coffees that y'all be having. All right, I'm gonna attempt to do something really weird, but I'm gonna try to save this foam. Okay, save it. I mixed it in with the coconut foam, and then now I'm gonna put it in the fridge. So since the coffee's still a little warm, we're gonna take advantage of that and put in our ingredients that we want to melt. I'm just gonna do like a teaspoon of the coconut condensed milk. Okay, then we're gonna add the maple syrup. I'm gonna wing this, so measure it yourself, like to your own tasting. That's what I do with everything. You're also gonna need pumpkin spice. All right, so we got our cold glass here. This is why I don't like iced coffee, because I don't have patience for it to cool down. Ooh, yes. We love that. Pretty. Perfect. Yum. Look at that foam and the cinnamon. That's a great color. I like it darker, to be honest, but this is good, I feel like, for the average person. All right, let's try it with the pumpkin spice and the foam. So good. So freaking good. From the way I grind the coffee beans to the way I press my coffee, then to the ingredients that I use, my coffee's it. Like that, it's it. I made a vanilla coconut cortado. I have to, like, every time I say something too English to American, I need to, like, say it in Spanish to get my Hispanic card back. But anyways, I let the coffee go on for too long, so you just have to, like, cut it short so that the roast is stronger, so that the coffee, the double shot is stronger. But I also grind the coffee beans, and I use Rudamaya, best coffee. You can get it on my storefront on Amazon. But I love to grind the coffee beans to the point where they're super fine. Not like too fine because that'll be bitter, but like I would say medium fine. It's just something that I eyeball. And I just get it every time. Because the way you grind it, for how long you grind it, it becomes finer and finer. And the finer it gets, the darker and stronger it will be. So that kind of tells you, like, you can definitely just basically decide how strong you want your coffee, not with the amount that's in there, but with how, like, fine you grind your coffee beans. You can do that when you buy the coffee beans and buy a grinder, which I have all that on my storefront on Amazon if you want to check out all my coffee essentials. 10 out of 10. There's no pumpkin puree in this, but the Kiki milk has pumpkin seeds in it and pumpkin spice. I can't wait for the holidays now with a baby. It's just, it hits different. So I am excited to do all the activities, but I'm also going to be making some fall recipes, fall coffees, all that. I love that. This is my favorite freaking season, favorite holiday ever. Let's get back to the vlog. I actually wanted my first video to be my birth experience story, but it's taking me a lot longer to get around to doing that because my birth story is actually a very crazy one. It was a super traumatic experience for me, and everyone came out healthy, and that's what matters. But the process from beginning to end was a lot. A lot happened, and basically everything went down the complete opposite way of how I wanted it to go down, which is something I prepared for, plan B, plan C, whatever. Like, I was ready for things to not go as planned because, of course, that's not something that you can plan so detailed. But this went, like, completely the opposite way of what I wanted. So it's been taking me a while to accept it, heal from it. That's gonna come later. I just needed to get back to YouTube because that was holding me back, thinking that video had to be the first one. But no, we're gonna get back to normal life and we're back to vlogging. So I got my baby here. We're in love with her. My baby girl. I love her so much. We are obsessed with our baby. Obsessed. I mean, I guess everyone's obsessed with their baby, aren't they? She's smiling. She's like babbling. I would say talking, but it's not really talking yet. It's like, baby talking, baby babbling. I guess that's what they call it. She's doing that a lot. She's reacting to us with smiles and with that talking. So it's been so cute to see that. And it's just great. I think that the biggest takeaway I've learned in these last 2 months is to follow and listen to your intuition. Everyone has intuition. And I think, maybe this sounds super cliche, but it is so true. It is something that you have to practice. And if you're pregnant right now, or if you're just trying to get pregnant, start practicing that now, listening to your intuition, because it is going to come in handy when you have your baby with you. I love to do research, and I love to Google and try to find credible sources. I got my people for health that I follow besides myself, what I know. There are people that are more specialized in pregnancy and, raising a baby. So I follow a lot of people when it comes to that, because when you're new at something, you're like, oh my God, let me get all the information that I can. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I'm like that. If you're like that, you'd understand what I mean. Like, you just want to get all the information as you can. But there is a huge downside to that, especially now on social media. Social media is literally flooded with contradicting information. And what I mean by that is that there's always going to be a no, and there's always going to be a yes for what you're looking for. It is really overwhelming. And I've actually learned a lot from other people on social media. But I think that I've been overwhelmed more and wasted more time than actually learned from people on social media. Nowadays, there is an expert for everything, right? There's an Instagram for everything that you could possibly look for, like an Instagram profile. A coach for everything, a guide for every single thing that you can ever need, right? And these people are competing for the best information out there, like the most groundbreaking information. So all these reels that you see, like, you can scroll through a reel in one sitting and there will be like 10 reels contradicting themselves. And it's super frustrating, but that's really the reality, is that it's because they're competing for the best information. They're all trying to call themselves lactation coaches, right? Let's just say lactation consultants. This is an example. They're all calling themselves lactation consultants, but they're all saying different things. They're all calling themselves birth prep coaches, but they're all saying different things. And so the reason is because they're trying to grab you. They're trying to, they have to compete, because there's so many people calling themselves the same thing, that they have to compete with the information that they're putting out there. Because what's going to make them stand out if they're just saying and repeating what everybody else is? You know what I mean? So it's in the nature of their competition and their world. So don't think that every single information out there is exactly what you need to hear. As a new parent in today's world, you're gonna face that problem, and I just want you to know to follow your intuition. It just really messes with your mind. Like, I'm not saying don't look for information online, because there is helpful stuff out there, but just pay attention to who you follow. First, listen to your intuition. First, use your common sense without the influence of anything else, and see if you can figure it out on your own, because also all babies are unique. And what works for one baby won't work for yours. It's just how it is. So listen to yourself first, or your partner. Because let me tell you, most dads already know how to use their common sense first before anything on social media. So there were a lot of times where my husband was right the first time, but I was like freaking out more than I needed to. So yeah, that's my biggest message to you. So let's get on with the vlog. I need to do my groceries online, which is a huge thing. As a new parent, you want to do your groceries online. You don't want to be at the stores all the time. I do like a natural groceries strip here and there. I don't know if you have that around your area. I love that little store. And sometimes Whole Foods. I love to go to those, which I need to go to Natural Grocers later when Danny gets home. And I'll take you guys with me. I'll do a little haul. But other than that, you don't want to be out that much. You need food to come to you, okay? Because you already got a lot going on. I love this little play gym. It's on Amazon. It's basically like desert themed, because she's a Texas baby. This is a blanket that her grandma got for her. And I use it for now, since we don't need a blanket right now because it's hot. I use it for tummy time, so like I roll it up and I make like a little support, and so she'll put her arms on this, and that's how she'll practice tummy time and get some strength. So I leave that there. I use these to, like, anytime that she's sitting down and facing me, so like either on my legs or on the swing, and sometimes I'll put this like in front of the mirror, in front of where she is, so that she can lift up her head to do tummy time, because these are high contrast cards and these really catch their attention because it's easier for them to see right now, because their vision isn't all the way there yet, like with colors and stuff. So high contrast helps them develop that. And also you can like practice tracking, so the baby can like look at it, and once they have their eyes locked on it, you move it from side to side and it helps them track it. She does really good with that. Helps with like moving their neck and just basically focus. This is from Love Every, but you can get it on Amazon. I'll also have it linked on my storefront. And it comes, I also got like an educational box. So this comes with all that, plus some more toys. I haven't introduced all of them to her yet. I got the 0 to 3 month box right now. These are really good for like also tracking and hearing and sound, and yeah. And this is for like when they're a little bit older, but they also love to hear this type of like sound. So I read to her almost every day, or talk to her a lot and sing to her. But I like this for when she starts to be able to touch things and grab things. This is really gonna be really nice. And yeah, so then I put everything in a basket in the corner. This little table was so helpful to me when I was, in my postpartum days where I didn't really move much. This helps with, like having your meals wherever you are, wherever you need to be, whether you're feeding or with your baby, or just those days at the beginning, you're kind of just lounging around because you have a newborn and you're not going anywhere. So you may want to snuggle up with your partner and watch something. That's what we did, and we needed this. Burp cloths become a part of your living room decor, your house decor, because I like to put one every place I usually breastfeed or pump, or bottle feed. So like I'll be sometimes on the couch, sometimes on the chair, and then sometimes in bed. So I put a burp cloth wherever I am.
Come back because we're just gonna rinse and
I decided F the gym. It's boring. I don't want to spend any second of my life on a treadmill, and I'm gonna get back to doing dance. I was in a dance team when I was in high school. I used to choreograph for 4 years for another school, after school, every week, and I loved it. It was my thing. I haven't done it in years. And I thought, you know what, that's the best cardio. I was super thin when I was doing dance. I actually enjoy it. I could do it at home, in the comfort of my living room, and Arya can watch me do something I love, which is something that as a mom is important to do in front of your kid. Am I great? Am I good? Heck no, I'm back to beginner status, okay? I made the mistake of going to an intermediate class once and I made a fool out of myself, but we're going to redeem ourselves and I'm gonna practice at home, and when I feel comfortable again, we're gonna go back to dance classes. Yes.
And reach, 1, 2, 3, 4, reach, and a reach, give them a show, woo, send it on down, crank it up, woo, okay. Let's go medium.
So I just did my online groceries for Thrive Market. When it comes in, I'll do a haul for the next video. It's taking forever to load right now. But I got all my essentials. They were on sale. I told you guys on Instagram that there was a huge sale. And then with my link, you can get extra money off. And they always have different sales. So check down below in the description for my link, because you can get 30% off with it and a free gift, plus any sale I have going on in the moment. And then the other website that I always talk about is grasslandbeef.com. It is great to get all your beef needs, seafood, chicken, bone broths, lamb. It's such good quality meat. Highly recommend. And they ship within 24 hours, which I don't see many websites doing that. And it gets here right on time. Like after it ships, it'll get there the next day or the day or 2 days after. So really good. Highly recommend. I also have a link down below so you can check it out. And I'll do a haul when everything gets here to show you what I get and what works for us. Finally raining in Texas. Literally a miracle. This is mom life, because everything I do is in a rush. And I literally cut myself to death. Look at this. Mama, because I shaved really fast. Because I shaved in different places that I cut myself. It was just the razor, I guess, was not good. It was...
Parece como que le heriste a alguien y te
But I
cayó la
also did it
pintica.
fast.
¿Qué?
Yeah,
No sé, nena. ¿Te arde? Claro.
with Aria, you have to do everything in like milliseconds. So that's my life. Thank you. This is the first time that Danny and I go out together to just go to the store. I left her with my mom and my dad, gave them a bottle, which is the great thing about pumping, because it was really hard to go out with her. She was really cranky and tired, was behind on napping. So let's do it. We literally feel empty, like we're missing something. A baby, a whole baby. Feels weird. It feels weird. I don't like it. Kefir. Oh, you got CAT chips?
Yeah, that's a free range.
What? For the first time, there's no... What do you mean? What is it, $5.99?
$8.59.
What in the world? They're all gone. No, the Vital Farms is gone.
Oh, shit. It's getting crap out.
Because at least it's free range, but at least it's from Regenerative Farms. Sprouted. Yes. God.
But save the environment, bro. I wonder how many Africans and kids.
Saving the environment, but they ain't saving time, because they're not gonna find those charging stations everywhere. That's a human rights issue right there, just Teslas in general. But you know, ain't nobody talking about it. God, my hair is so long. I'm gonna keep it like this for a while. Babe, this is like a date. We're on a date.
Where the fuck out of here, bro?
Running errands is a date when you're married and have a kid. Cameo. This is the best coconut water ever. Cheers. Your kombucha. Avocados that are all hard as a rock.
No, it's just
Yeah, but not too soft. Oh, they're so good. Starter ones.
And the hard ones, but it's
Lemons. Holy girl. No, this is sacred here in Texas. Fruta Maya. Don't buy stuff like this. Just don't. Just get the actual eggs. Don't do it. I'm so scared of these things. Like, okay, so this is cheaper. We're gonna try this instead of Rayo's and see how it goes. Let me check the ingredients though. Perfect.
good.
Yep. If there's something new and it can replace my usual buy because it's cheaper, I'm gonna do it. But the ingredients gotta be good. That looks good. Bro, Costco on a Saturday will have you realizing how many people are angry in this country. But there's some people making some changes. I've seen a lot of organic choices. So it's time to start on dinner. I'm going to make like a buffalo cheese chicken thigh situation with some potatoes. So I got chicken, pasture-raised chicken thighs here. They're bone-in, which are my favorite because then you can use the bones to make bone broth. And just overall, when it's bone-in, it has more flavor. I got 7 chicken thighs here. Each package is 1.20 pounds, so it's from US Wellness, grasslandbeef.com. That's where I get my chicken and my beef. So I dried them a little bit, just pat dried it so that the seasonings stick easier. And I'm gonna put it in the bowl. And I'm just gonna put all the ingredients in there of like the seasoning of the chicken. So I'm gonna do 1 lemon, 2 halves. Not for nothing, but I'm pretty good at winging it in the kitchen. Like, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything, but I never look up any recipes unless it's like to figure out this type of beef. How much should you put it in the oven for? And it's like temperature stuff wise, and maybe, yeah, like just temperature stuff. But I like to just figure it out on my own or just do it my own way, because one day I want to write a cookbook. Like, I definitely want to have my own cookbook one day. Do it more for like the family, to stay in the family for generations and generations. But also maybe one day to actually like sell it, who knows. But since it's a cookbook, I want it to be original. I don't want it to be like any other recipe on the internet. And maybe I'll do some things that I get inspired from somewhere else, but if I don't look it up, it leaves room for creativity in my mind and for me to just add things on the go. So, all right, so I'm gonna use Cajun seasoning just for a little bit of spice, since it's gonna be like a buffalo cheese chicken situation. No, it doesn't. So this seasoning does not have salt. So I always check that. Any mixed seasoning, I check that it has salt before I put salt in it, but it doesn't. So I'm gonna add sea salt as well. I eyeball everything, so no measurements. Even though for a cookbook, I'm gonna have to come up with some measurements. Or it's gonna be a real Spanish cookbook, like no measurements whatsoever. I'm gonna be like, un chin de sal. Salt, Cajun, lemon. And then I'm gonna use buffalo sauce from Primal Kitchen. The best sauces. I love their ketchup. I love all their salad dressings. I think I've had their barbecue. I got their Hawaiian barbecue to make chicken wings. But anyways, I love their buffalo sauce. It's so good. It reminds me of the buffalo sauce from McDonald's. Obviously, it's not healthy, but it's like a healthier version. It's so good. Like the thickness of it. So I'm gonna add just a little bit. I'm gonna do this as I go. So I'm gonna let it marinate a little bit in the fridge. And I'm gonna prep the potatoes. So I'm gonna be using just like the yellow little small baby potatoes. I'm gonna cut them in half. And then I don't know what I'm gonna exactly season this with, but I do wanna make like a aioli. So we'll figure that out next. I think probably my favorite part of like the kitchen cooking in general is to come up with sauces, like different types of sauces, garnishes, dressings, you get it. And then I'm gonna use olive oil, salt, toss it. I'm gonna use avocado oil, as always. Sometimes I use ghee or beef tallow if I'm cooking beef, but I'm gonna use avocado for this so that it gets crispy. Now I'm gonna make the aioli, and aioli is basically just mayonnaise and garlic. But the mayo's already done for me. I'm gonna use Primal Chicken mayo, and to be honest, I prefer the Chosen Foods mayo because this one, it separates too much. Like the avocado oil in it, it separates, and it just, I don't like how it ends up looking, and the texture just, it's off. I don't know what they do different. The process is maybe different, what they use, I don't know. Because the ingredients are both clean, but I'll take this. Okay, the mayo. Just a little bit. I don't want to be too watery. Like that. It should be enough. Let's see if it needs like a little bit more salt. Add some cheese. It's so loud in here. Every kitchen is off. Add some cheese. Cheddar cheese, aged cheese. Normally the dressings that I use are just olive oil, ACV, a little too much ACV. Oh, that looks so pretty. Still gonna be good. Presentation is everything. Look at this beautiful dish. Oh my god. So good. Neither like flavor is too overpowering. Like you don't want to taste buffalo sauce. You want to taste buffalo garlic cheesy chicken, you know? A balance of all of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is what I could get up for you at the moment. If you have any other questions in regards to like postpartum or whatever, let me know in the comments down below. I'll probably be talking more about my postpartum experience in my birth story because it ties into that. Like I can't talk about postpartum without talking about how labor went for me, because postpartum is different for everyone, and especially according to how you gave birth and how everything went down for you. So I want to talk about that later. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video.